It's Judgment Day for the 2016 Awning Company Super 1 British Karting Championships. The final round is here at the magnificent PF International Circuit in Lincolnshire, and drama is guaranteed. Before we get underway though, a quick chat with the championship organiser looking back on 2016 and forward to next season, which will be the 35th consecutive year of Super 1 in the UK. I spoke to the championship organiser, John Hoyle. John, another season coming to a close. What's been the positives for this year for you?
Well, we've been overwhelmed with this year, really. A few of the classes that we thought had gone last year, we've revived it, as in the TKM, and ended up with one of the biggest grids of the year. The Honda and Miami, really good. We're just overwhelmed with how many people we've got. Last event of the year, biggest Super 1 we've ever had, 291 entries. And news on X30 next year, you got the seeded numbers for X30? Yeah, I've had some really good news. The importers of the Miami X30 engine have given us the rights to run the seeded numbers for next year in Junior X30 and Senior X30. So done it as a qualifier this year, gone really well, and we've probably got about 12 guest people doing it this race, getting a taster for next year. So it's going to look really good. And
finally, I guess, I hate to admit when I'm wrong, but the OK classes, OK Junior, OK Senior, are going to be the official British Championship classes next year. I was a bit of a naysayer. You were trying to convince me it was all going to be good, and it looks like you were right, and I hate to say, it looks like I was wrong. It looks like we could have full grids there.
Yeah, not often you're wrong, but 1 in 10 years it's all right. But no, it's gone really well with the OK. We've had 28 different drivers in juniors, 27 in seniors over the series. So looking good for next year. Massive prize, supported by Tony Kart to go to the World Championships in Bahrain. That's going to be really good. Hopefully we will turn the winner of this into a world champion, but we'll have to see in a couple of months' time. Lots of highlights there for John Hoyle from 2016 and lots to look forward to in 2017. But what about the teams? I spoke to some of the team managers earlier in the day, asking them about their highlights.
This year we've had a number of highlights. It's been a cracking year for us, so it's difficult to put them all down, but I'd say obviously the performances we've seen from Harry Thompson, winning so many races and finishing the season off by winning a round early has definitely got to be one. But we've also had other drivers who have come on strong, such as Zach O'Sullivan, who's been running more consistently at the front, Joseph Taylor, who is well in contention to secure second in the championship. So for us, there's been a lot of highlights.
From a team point of view, obviously Junior European Championship we won with Finn Keneally a month or so ago in Genk. That was obviously a massive highlight. He obviously won the Winter Cup as well in Garda. Another lad, Sammy Torfik, won the Champions Cup for us in juniors, so that was good. Logan Sargent, the ex-world champion, going out in juniors. He was obviously in seniors this year, finished 5th in the European Championship in his first year. It's obviously a massive achievement for him as well. So from a team point of view, not a bad year really.
Adrian, highlights for you could be coming in this programme. You've got two guys battling for the Rotax Championship.
Yeah, it's been a good year. Josh White and Josh Skelton are both at the sharp end of the championship, all to play for on the last day. It's been a tightly fought championship with I think it's 4 people within 2 points coming into this last weekend, so it's been as close as I can ever remember.
It started off quite slowly for us, but it's picked up a lot of pace. We've gained a few drivers over the year with some new signings. We've had a really good sort of middle to end of the year, winning Rotax or Super 1 Rotax classes, Junior Max classes and the X30, and we've carried that through to Europe as well. We've won the last 2 Euro Max championships in Senior Rotax, also the last BNL in Senior Rotax as well. So many highlights, hard to pick one. The Kart Masters here is always nice because that's our biggest sort of one-off race as well. So as we stand now, we've got drivers in 2 Super 1 championships, or 3, because Josh actually could win X30 or Senior Rotax this weekend, and Miles in juniors fighting for that. So as we stand, we've got 3 drivers in contention to win 3 championships. There's other drivers as well, so it's very close, but at least we're fighting for them.
When I think of Ricky Flynn Motorsport, I always think of you as a real European Championship, World Championship team. A team that is going to take people out at the absolute highest level of the sport. So looking forward to next year, you must be happy, I think, that Super One are embracing the OK classes.
Yeah, I was obviously invited at the first meeting to try and get this off the ground this year, which obviously I said I'd support all 3 races personally and be here. If we can get this off the ground even better than it is this year into a 6-round, 7-round championship, then from a team point of view, I'll support that and do whatever we can to make that happen for everybody, because obviously then that takes the boys on from there into what you say, the European World Championship, before they move on to their career in car racing.
Rotax classes have been part of the Super One series for the last 15 years, but with MSA licence numbers dwindling year on year, it's impacted on the class that a few years ago had the largest grids. How are Rotax dealing with it? Earlier, I spoke to George Robinson from the engine importers Jag. George, few initiatives for this year. Tell us a little bit about the Winter Tour, first of all.
This is a new thing. All the major teams have decided to get together, which in itself is quite astonishing and very good to see. Had a very positive meeting, and they've decided that they're going to support some club race meetings to bring the Rotax classes with new drivers and existing drivers through the early part of the winter up to Christmas, and then see how that goes, and probably have 1 or 2 race meetings after Christmas utilising the circuits where we're going to be going for the Super One series. In principle, we're having a 2-day trial last Thursday and Friday of October at Wilton Mill. The tour races will probably be Wilton Mill, another track we're not sure of, and back to Wilton Mill again, because it's very central. There's a couple of teams that are based there, so it suits everybody. Very, very positive indeed, with the new product as well.
And Chaos Sport, one of those teams based near Wilton Mill. The purpose of the test days then, basically for people to come along and get the Rotax experience.
They'll need to get in touch with the teams or ourselves beforehand, not to register officially, but just so we get an idea of people's sizes, and so we can get carts with the right size seats, etc., for that 2-day event at Wilton Mill.
Ash, Chaos Sport, located close to Wilton Mill. You're going to be heavily involved in the test day, and I know you're quite excited about the winter tour as well for Rotax, but tell us what your involvement's going to be, first of all, at the test day.
Well, basically, all the teams in Rotax have got together, and we've basically come up with this idea to have a test day, which is the Thursday and the Friday of half term at Wilton Mill Kart Circuit. What we're looking to do is get people along to the test day who maybe aren't racing in Rotax and are looking at coming into it to sample all the classes. We're going to have Mini Max, Junior Max, Senior Max available, and what we're looking to do is show them how great the product is, just to give them the confidence to come along and actually maybe do the Rotax class next season, because Rotax for next year have introduced a number of changes. The tyres changing for the junior class, the Evo equipment which we've been running in Europe is now coming into the UK, and from my experience having run this equipment this year, these changes are really positive for the class. So what we want to do is we want to put on a display. We're going to be there, a lot of the other major teams are going to be there, and we want people to come down, give the class a go, work with the teams and benefit really from working with us and getting to try the equipment.
And if somebody comes along, what's the likelihood, what sort of track time they're going to get?
We haven't decided that really. I think people need to come and contact the teams that they'd like to test with. So it's going to be 2 days. So you could probably test with 2 teams over them days, maybe even 3. So if people get in contact with the teams, and then really it's going to be individual. Maybe somebody will want to do half a day. Maybe someone really wants to do a whole day with just one team in one class. Maybe somebody's racing Mini Max but wants to maybe race Junior Max and's not sure. So really, it's a taster day. They get to try the teams, they get to try the kit, and we're going to do what the customer wants really. Give them the opportunity to try the kit and try the teams.
If you want more information on that initiative, then see the Jag Rotax website at jagrotax.co.uk. We'll be back after the break with the first of the race action, and there's drama